I hate that it does that. It didn't do it the first couple times, did it?
No.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyways, welcome to this week's program where we talk about a movie, as per usual. Anyways, um, we kind of missed a day, which is fine. We were talking about it earlier, which is fine. We missed the day, whatever. You guys are gonna get double episodes. I don't care. So, anyways, today's episode is on a movie that, strangely enough, is a family movie. You know, it's a movie about a family that can't talk. I can't think of like a funny joke for that. They just can't speak. Um,
They have nothing to say.
yeah, they have nothing to say. Just like how we felt about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This
Oh
is A
yeah.
Quiet Place. My name's Dylan,
And my name's Eli.
and welcome to Two Beards in a Movie.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You're killing me, Small.
Pizza time.
I'm back now. Life was like a box of chocolates.
Please never say die.
You never know what you're gonna get. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
All right. So, first things first, Eli, as per usual, because we haven't tried anyway. If actually, let me say this real quick. We surpassed 300 as of today, June 11th. We surpassed. Well, actually, really, as of yesterday, but as of today, we surpassed over 300 total plays. Just crazy. I don't know how that happened. Literally, like the day before, or about 3 days before. So
Mhm.
10th, about the 7th or 6th, we were still at like 280. We somehow jumped in like 30 plays, however long that was, which is insane. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like
So
I
if
can't. I
So if
remember a long
anyone,
time. Yeah. Go ahead.
right?
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, so if anyone's new, the way we do these things is we talk about the movie in like a softer, non-spoiler tone, just in case you haven't seen the movie, and then we talk about certain points that we want to, put out that might spoil the movie. In this rare case, we're going to talk about the sequel for like a second, just to say if we liked it or not, and then we'll move on. Just because the sequel is out right now, and the reason why I put this in front of Conjuring was because the sequel is out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so if anyone's new, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. We got a lot more. We got a lot more stuff coming. Actually, a lot of behind the scenes things that we've been talking about, which would be super cool. But yeah, so A Quiet Place 2 is out in theaters, and I think it's really only in theaters right now. No streaming platform has it, right?
No, it's just theaters.
Yeah, so go to theater near you and watch it. I enjoyed it. I really liked it, but I also really like this movie. So
Yeah. I mean, I like both. I thought Quiet Place Part 2 was really, really good.
mhm.
It was just more development, in characters.
Oh yeah,
Because if you've seen the first one, the second one, you're gonna see more development in the daughter, the son, the mother, the wife,
Mhm.
and then but it gradually develops them. It's not like they have an overall super fast change, and you're like, oh, where did all of this come from?
right.
It's
Well,
good. It's a really good movie.
The second one takes place right after the first one, so it's
Yeah.
really like if you don't watch the first one, you're not gonna know what happened before.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
gonna be
like a few years
super
later you
curious.
can kind of make out what happened.
Yeah, they don't have any flashbacks. They don't have any of that. They just kind of go for it. I mean, they have. I won't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean we can talk about it another day whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
We feel like actually like covering it. But another quick thing, we weren't supposed to do this until October.
Yeah.
I planned out that we were going to do this in October, but I forgot the sequel had come out sooner than that. I thought it was going to be in like September. So like, we might as well just talk about it real quick. We need to fill out this month anyways. So
Yeah.
we're like, let's talk about it. I enjoyed the second one. I think for what the first one is, it's creative. Not that a lot of movies aren't. It's more or less like the plot and story and how these things will work. It's more of a creativity curve
Mhm.
than what other movies are. I don't know, man. I mean, for me, I've told you this. I've told everyone that I know. I'm looking for the horror movie to actually scare me, and this one was
Oh, yeah.
close. This one was close.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're talking about the first one, right? Part one now.
Yeah, we're in part one now.
So part one, it's really good. Like, they don't rely on like jump scares like a lot of movies, especially PG-13 movies. And that's what I feared about this movie was the fact that it was a PG-13 movie when it first came out.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
What?
It's a PG-13 movie. Yeah,
That was rated R. Whoops.
no, PG-13. When I saw the rating, I was like, oh no, like I really hope this movie doesn't suck because I thought it was a really cool concept.
Mhm.
You know, the fact that to rely on your ability to not speak or make sound, you know, that's the only way you can survive. And like it doesn't give you a backstory or anything. It's just like this is the place that it's set in, and that's it. And when you're in the movie theater, when you first watched it, like I didn't expect it to be as quiet as it was.
Mhm.
Like it was ridiculously quiet.
Oh, it's way. That's kind of what made it close to getting me was the fact that it was quiet. And for good reason, obviously. But
Mhm.
it's one of those things that's like you don't really. Whoa, Jesus!
Oh.
I was like messing with my phone and I accidentally turned on the flash. That's the thing about the first one is that like when you watch it in the theater, like if you hadn't seen it in a 30 theater, then you kind of not that what does it make a difference, but you kind of missed out on the initial
Oh yeah,
feeling
I
of
would
the
definitely say so.
um and it's not that like you can't watch it like on your TV with really good surround sound. That'd be fine. That's different. But I mean, like watching it in the theater is way different than watching it at home. Um, especially because like you can have inside light come in or any other light source that you might have. Where in the theater it's just pitch black dark, except for the movie.
Mhm.
But it's definitely different because one of the things that I really liked about this movie, and second one does this too. The first one I thought was really good, is how they change perspective a lot. Well, not a lot, but a good chunk of the time, and it went from being able to hear the surrounding area, like you can hear
Yeah.
the footsteps, the trees, and everything, to being switched to the daughter's perspective, who is deaf,
Oh
where you
yeah,
don't hear anything.
yeah.
And the I wasn't gonna bring this up till the end, or not the end, but when we talk about spoilers, but I guess it's not really a spoiler, anyways. I was listening to an interview with John Krasinski, the director, who also I might add is the man that coined the camera face. That man made this movie. The girl's mom, the real girl, who's actually deaf, which I thought was super cool because then actually
Yeah.
had signed correctly and everything like that.
Yeah, actually I learned how to sign with them.
Yeah, Krasinski said that her mom was, like he asked her like, is there anything that like she does or anything like that that I could put in this movie? She's like, really, I'm not sure, something like that along the lines. Um, and then she said something like, oh, what did she say? Oh, he said that when he was able to switch perspectives like that, that he saw the real actress's mom cry, and she came to him afterwards and said,
Mhm.
like, this is special because you gave me something that I could never get because she never understood like what it was like to be her daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Kind of
that's
thing. Like, so
nice.
she was able to see it through or feel it and see it through
Yeah, her
her perspective
perspective
for once.
and like how vulnerable she must
Mhm.
be, you know, to not be able to rely on some kind of sound. Because obviously, like, even if you don't think about it, you rely on everything
Yeah.
when it comes to sound. Like, if you need a, you know, if you hear someone come in or you hear footsteps, you know, especially in a horror movie, can you imagine? Like,
Yeah, right. I mean, speaking
no,
of sound, Raycon. No, it's okay.
No,
That would have been a really good segue.
I
actually.
wish. Yeah. I
Like,
wish
man, you
Raycon
know, sound
sponsored us.
really relies on everything. Really good music sound. Like, we could have gone with that.
Use code
Uh,
2beards to get 15% off.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
don't. We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by Raycon. You put in 2 beards, the people at like Raycon that might actually like look at coupon codes and be like, "The fuck is this?"
Raycon security is gonna come through your door and tackle
I used
you.
to have a pair of Raycons too.
Were they good?
They were good. I mean, I lost them pretty quickly because how small they were.
I figured they'd be good. I mean, they look pretty good.
They're good quality. I just lost them really quickly because how small they were. But anyways, that's kind of like I said, that's one of the really big things I really liked about this movie was the different perspective
Mhm.
from what we hear to what she hears.
Sounds like a dog.
Yeah, right. Wow, it's crazy. Um, and the other thing I liked was the initial like plot behind it. Like the plot itself was really good.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, like we said or like you said at the beginning, it's just a family trying to survive that made
Mhm.
a sound.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, like I said just a little bit ago, that we do rely on sound a lot. Just in general, like you know, when something's acting up with your car, you listen to it. When
Yeah.
your phone goes off, you hear the ringtone or the vibrations. You know, music, movies, plays, everything. You rely on sound in a lot of things. Even you know this really cool podcast we're doing. You're relying on sound just to understand and hear what's going on. And to have a movie where you're relying on not even making a sound, like it can be obviously if the slightest sound won't, like you could step on a leaf and the alien monster thing will come at you.
Yeah.
But it's still like, you know, you're relying on it's normally big sounds that will attract the whatever alien. Did they confirm it was an alien in the second one? I feel like we kind of did that.
I don't know. I think from what I can remember,
If
I
it
think
comes
they
from the
do.
sky, is it an alien or is it just like
It comes through the sky, like something explodes, and then they show up. But I don't think they really
this
go
isn't
into it.
spoilers for second one because they showed newspaper clippings in the first one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They do, but I mean, sorry if I spoiled the
And
movie.
I don't know if you. I don't know. It's not a spoiler. You should know. You should know they're not from Earth. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that's obvious.
I mean,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, I mean, like the only thing about these monsters that are remotely like somewhat that people can really say what they look like, just because I was thinking about it the other day. I was talking to one of your our old coworkers, but my coworker now. So they really look like a Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yeah, when they open their armor. Yeah. Did you hear that little whistle?
Yeah.
Yeah. What got me? Okay, so what I love about A Quiet Place is the fact that with any scary movie, obviously, when it gets super quiet, you expect a jump scare. That's just the formula, you know,
Mhm.
played out, but whatever. In A Quiet Place, that's just the movie. Everything is super quiet, and you have to expect everything because, are we going into spoilers yet or no?
Not quite,
Okay, all right. I'll
but
save
we
this real
we can. I mean, we can put a pin in it and move.
No, yeah, I'll put
Or
a
you want
pen.
to, or if you can try to do it without spoiling, that's cool. But if you think you're gonna spoil it, then we can just
Uh,
wait.
I think I'll spoil it, but anyway, the whole thing is like, um, it really is like the way they crafted their stuff to be soundless is really cool. Like the tiny details in the movie where the kids are playing a board game, right? And they're using like yarn as the plank pieces, and they're always wearing socks, and they use leaves as plates.
Mhm.
Like it's really they really adapted it really well
Yeah.
to like no like even if it's big sound is what attracts the creatures,
Right.
they don't mess with any sound.
Yeah. They. 'Cause I think the reason why. I mean, I'm thinking. Sorry, because when the movie starts I think it's well over a year that they're into like being ran by the alien monster things.
Yeah.
But even then, like you still don't know how much noise you can really make. So it's kind of like obviously, yeah, they for sure adapted to
Yeah.
adapted to everything. Um, but even then, like I still think that they don't know exactly how loud they can be because you
Yeah.
can't test that. You
Yeah.
can't go into like a lab and be like, all right, so how loud can we actually be? You just gotta play it. Like you gotta see
Yeah.
if that's loud enough or not.
Yeah.
Which I think they kind of figured out as time progressed, just because you can see where they put well, whatever
Mhm.
I guess. Well, you can see in the trailer like they put sand on the ground where they walk
Yeah.
the most.
To like avoid the risk of like things crackling and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Just to avoid any kind of sound. That's the thing. Like they completely just cut out any kind of sound
hmm
because like they didn't know what triggers it. Like you said, that you can't test that. It's not like someone's out there like, and then they get
exactly,
attacked.
right?
It's like, all right, we can't be that loud.
Yeah.
You know?
Um, what I also wanted to point out, which is what I was talking to someone about earlier, um, was what is it with these comedians types, like funny people, and making horror, like really good horror movies?
They got a sick mind, that's why.
Dude,
I can tell you that for sure.
like Jordan
Like,
Peele has Alice and Get Out, and Candyman that looks super,
yeah,
super good.
Candyman looks amazing. It looks scary. You know, it actually looks like it'll,
I
be
just hope Tony
scary.
Todd's in it in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Um,
Just like a little homage of
yeah, like
Tony
something. I
Todd.
mean, even if he's like just a side character, that doesn't really.
Even if he's just a janitor,
Yeah,
it would be really cool because I think it takes place in a museum. Like,
I think a lot of it does. A lot of it does with like paintings and
yeah,
abstract
I want him to be like the janitor and be like, "Oh, have you guys ever heard of the Candyman?"
art.
And I'll be like, "Oh my god, fuck, dude, I'd lose my mind."
um, man, we'll do an episode on the Candyman movies. Why not?
Yeah, it looks
When
really
that comes
good.
out. Anyways, like John Krasinski now, Jordan Peele. I can't think of anybody else.
I'm sure there's been more,
I'm sure there's a lot more.
but I think it's the fact that like I don't know, because I'm sure everyone knows the layout of a horror movie.
Mhm.
Like, jump scare, goes really quiet, jump scare,
Jump scares come sure exposition.
like a tiny sign of hope that the demon or monster is resolved, and then it goes back down and has a climax, and then it's like the end,
Maybe, yeah,
maybe like question mark.
right.
And I feel like comedians are just smart enough to be like, all right, well, we're gonna make it different because
Yeah.
the thing I feel like horror movies get very stifled
Mhm.
because if you make a scary movie that's actually like super scary, like not disturbing, I guess like psychologically really scary, they just won't play it in theaters because they're like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna want to watch this is too much, like the Poughkeepsie tapes. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Whoever's heard of the Poughkeepsie tapes and watched it, you know why they didn't play it in theaters. It's very
Did they?
psychologically.
Sorry, did they play Megan's Missing in the theaters?
I don't think so. I think that was like a
Well, that's another one.
straight to video. Yeah. And the thing is, like the Poughkeepsie tapes is really disturbing. Not really disturbing, but it's disturbing for the sake of being disturbing, and it's scary. It actually makes you think. It has some like,
Has some realism to it.
yeah, it has realism to it. And I was watching a video the other day, and like MGM was trying to get that in the theaters, and then they stopped it for like 10 years. And then after the 10 years, they just went straight to Blu-ray or straight to DVD because like they weren't going to play that in theaters. There's no way they would play that in theaters.
Right.
But do you remember like the old commercials of horror movies where it was like Paranormal Activity and they would just have like videos of like the people in the audience getting scared?
Mhm.
I always wanted to experience that, and I
You
never have.
recorded.
Yeah, no, to like actually be scared. because you go to a movie theater and you're just like, watching the movie and you're just like,
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like from all the horror movies I watched, like it's always been the same thing where it's like, oh, that was kind of dumb or that was kind of stupid.
Right.
Or some of them are like really good, but they don't really fall into the category of a horror scary movie. They fall into the category of like a thriller, where you're just like, oh wow, that got my heart beating.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm looking for a horror movie to scare me. Like
Antrim.
Stupid movie. Nobody watch Antrim. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Don't believe everything you read on the internet either. Like,
yeah, don't listen to the Wikipedia or Scary Wiki or whatever.
yeah,
It's not real.
I should put Antrim on the Wikipedia because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
No offense to Wikipedia people. I mean, if you're a Wikipedia entry person, good for you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean stuff like yeah. The only thing I don't fuck with, and it's just because of who I am being Mexican. You guys didn't know I'm Mexican. You ruined the surprise.
Oh no.
Oh no. I wouldn't say oh no. Don't get canceled.
Why wouldn't I say oh no? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Are you saying oh no to Mexicans?
No, I was saying oh no that you ruined the surprise.
Everyone, cancel him.
No, what? Your show's canceled too. We're the same show.
Anyway, shit, I forgot where I was going.
You're out of your $2, homie.
Guys only get paid $2. Oh, Dylan profits the rest.
Yeah, and profit the rest of the 75 cents.
But anyway, basically, like in the Conjuring movies, I think all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the first one did it, but they play the actual tapes at the very end.
Oh,
The Conjuring 2 did it.
2
and 3, the last one. Not
3.
to ruin it for you guys, but
it doesn't matter. So it's
you
the
can
end.
go
Like,
online.
it's the end. We didn't say what happened.
Yeah,
you can 2, 3.
You can go online.
I think one of the Annabelle movies did it.
Yeah,
but that's also kind of pushing it because they didn't really have like recording equipment for any Annabelle movies. So
yeah,
that's kind of pushing it. I think for sure 2 and 3 though. I don't think the first one. The first one showed pictures, but not a video.
Yeah. But anyway, like in like Hispanic culture, from what I've learned, my parents and a lot of my friends' parents would always tell us like, don't listen to recordings like that, or because for all you know, the demon is still lurking in those recordings and he can come be transferred into you. And that's just that's legend. But whenever I hear because I still listen to them. Okay, why wouldn't I? But when I do, I'm just like, oh, that's kind of creepy. But it's never like kept me up at night. I don't think any movies ever kept me up at night.
No, none for me. Although, just to be off topic for another minute, when I was a kid, I'm sure a lot of people our age have seen Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh yeah.
The episode of Ramsey's Curse.
Everyone talks about
like return the slam, dude. When I was younger, I went to bed early. Like we're talking like
8,
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I went to bed early as a kid. And look at me now. I'm not going to bed till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Anyways. One of the night, I think it was like the last episode, like the last Cartoon Network show before I went into Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Was Courage the Cowardly Dog. I woke up late at night, barely awake, and I see this fucking stick figure thing being like, return the slam. I got so scared of that fucking episode because it was just out of nowhere. Like I woke up and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? And then I see his fucking face. I'm like, why? And I literally had a dream that same night that I was in Courage's shoes and that fucking thing was coming at me. That's the only time I've ever gotten scared about something like that.
Hold on, I need to show you something.
No.
It's not that one.
I mean, the Ramsey's Curse episode doesn't bother me now, but I'll see it every now and then. I'm like, ugh, why?
Dude, there was one that was scarier, and whenever I bring it up, no one believes me. And not no one believes me, but no one knows what I'm talking about. It's this one. And this one was
Same
for me scarier. What was that?
Oh yeah. The
That was
guy
way
that told
scarier.
Eustace to grow a flower in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and he wouldn't
Yeah.
do
I
it.
remember that episode.
Yeah, that one for me was a lot scarier because it's just a face, it's a
Yeah,
head,
it's just
and it's weird. It's an old person
I
basically.
remember that. Yeah. I remember that episode. I hated that episode too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but the Ramsey's curse is pretty scary too.
Yeah. Welcome to Watch Mojo, where we talk about the top 10 Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes. No, I'm just looking for a movie to actually scare me. Like
Mhm.
we've talked about it. I don't know
Yeah,
if we'll ever do it, but we've talked about it where we might do like or try to do the iceberg thing.
yeah. Wait, the iceberg I showed you?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe we can
we've
do that.
talked about it. Like I
I
don't know if
know.
we're actually gonna do it, but we've talked about it. For anyone that don't know, it's like there's a horror movie or some horror thing, iceberg.
It's a disturbing movie,
Yeah,
Iceberg.
where
Which
the top is like not so bad, but when you get towards the bottom, it's like that's like snuff film area.
yeah, snuff film. Obviously,
Snuff.
it's not, but it's like movies that try and replicate it. And
Yeah.
there's a difference between like disturbing and horror. Horror is the one thing. Disturbing is just like it's just trying to freak you out
Mm-hmm.
and like make you throw up or something. I don't know.
Nah, we've talked about it. I'm still kind of on the edge of it. I don't know if I really
Yeah.
want to do it. I feel like if we do it, we might have to like kind of draw the line
I would
somewhere.
I don't know. I would draw the line in some places because like some of them just sound shitty. Like I don't want to put myself through that.
Yeah, I think we'd have to draw a line somewhere. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it one day.
I don't know because there's like I don't know. There's shitty movies out there.
No, yeah, there's
I've
terrible.
done my research.
Yeah. Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah, we got a little distracted.
The premise of what we started with is Quiet Place is a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's only about 3 years old, so it's not too old.
Yeah.
It's only about 3 years old. I would definitely recommend watching it. I don't know where it is streaming wise. They play it on TV every now and then.
Yeah.
I think it's super good. There's some things that we'll talk about here in a minute that I think make the movie super good. A little more than what we've already talked about. Other than that, I mean, I think it's a really good movie. I
I think
enjoyed
it's
it.
great.
I think it's original, but I have to say, I'm upset because I don't have a Blu-ray copy of this movie. I literally have Blu-ray copies of all the like a lot of the movies I like. I don't have this one. It's really hard to find one. I tried to order one on Amazon, and they're only giving away the 4K copy.
4K.
I was like, oh man, that's
4K DVD.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like I would have been fine with it, honestly. But I was
Some
like, man, if I'm
bigger
gonna get a
stuff.
4K, I might as well just get the Steelbook.
Yeah.
And I didn't. The Steelbook was out of stock, so maybe another day. But if you guys haven't watched the movie and you want to watch it before we continue with the spoilers, do it now. Pause this. If you're watching it on YouTube, pause it through the video. I don't know, however you watch it. If you're listening to a podcast, just pause it. I guess. I mean, yeah, just pause it in general. I don't know why I keep saying just pause it in different aspects of where you're watching it, but just pause it. Come back because we're gonna talk about some spoiler stuff. If you don't want the movie spoiled, if you really don't care, then continue. But up to you. Yeah, spoiler territory. You still here? What the fuck you doing? Pause the movie. Pause this shit. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways. So yeah, we are at spoiler territory. If you didn't heed my warning before, you should now, because I'm not gonna tell you again. So what do you think? What do you want? What was the point you were trying to talk about earlier?
Oh, the point that I was trying to talk about earlier was okay. So obviously they have to be quiet. They can't make any noise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like watching the second movie, you forget they had another son in the very beginning, but in the beginning of A Quiet Place, the first part, they're all looking for supplies, and obviously the little brother, the youngest brother, he wants a toy, everyone's just like, no, it's gonna make noise.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister, all she does is just turn it off. She just turns off the sound.
She takes all the batteries and everything too for it.
Yeah, I can't remember what happens, or I can't remember.
Oh, the kid grabs the batteries and puts them back
he
in the
grabs
toy.
batteries and he puts them back in there.
I'm like, you little fucker.
This is like something that you see in the trailers, but it's really intense when you see it for the first time, because it's like they're just all walking down. They're all walking. I don't know why he's behind everybody. I don't know. That's weird. But he turns it on, and this is like the first real sound you hear in the movie, and it's loud. It feels super loud because you haven't heard anything for a while. And then like the look on John Krasinski's character when it happens, like something that you would see in any parent, like just complete fear. And he, like, the thing is, like, he runs so fast.
Well,
but
not fast enough.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. He was like this close. And it just, title screen. And I was like, wow, like that in itself was really powerful,
Mm-hmm.
Like after watching that, I was like, dang, like this movie's serious. They don't give a fuck about anybody. Little kids die in this movie.
Yeah, no, I think what was I gonna say? I thought another thing that I thought was interesting, kind of like attention to detail, was that in that scene, if you look at the grocery racks, guess what hasn't been touched? The fucking chips.
Oh yeah, dude.
they make too much noise. I mean, you try to sneak a fucking chip bag as a snack in the middle of the night, all you just hear is like.
Actually, I have a chip bag right here, so it'd be like. Yeah, imagine that. You'd be dead. Oh.
I mean, yeah. But still,
Imagine that.
It's small detail things that I thought was super interesting.
Yeah, and there's like I said earlier, me and Dylan were talking before the recording started. There was one part in A Quiet Place 2 that got me, like actually made me jump. And there is one part in this movie that made me jump. It was when the daughter is walking down. She's trying to explore that house, right? Do you remember? And she sees the basement. And like the whole time you think like something's following her, whatever. And like I said, there's no noise. You don't hear anything ever. And it kind of goes into her perspective too, where like she doesn't hear anything. She's deaf. She can't hear anything. And she doesn't like to wear her earpiece either, remember?
Right.
Yeah. So as soon as she's about to take a step, John Krasinski just grabs her really quick. And that part, I think it was because I wasn't paying attention for like a second. That part scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, like you don't think of it, and then John Krasinski comes out, you're like, Jim. It's just interesting. I mean, the movie itself, like, super good. I mean, I can't be upset about the movie. I can't say anything bad about it. I'm trying to think.
I can think of something bad.
What?
John Krasinski sacrificing himself. Look, it's noble. It really is. But the fact that he screamed the way he did is unforgivable.
Oh yeah, his scream was kind of
weird. Hilarious. Yeah, he sounded like a caveman.
Yeah, okay. I can get behind him.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that made me. It wasn't supposed to make me laugh, but it did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. What was I gonna say? The other thing I liked is what is it? I'm trying to think. Oh, so this movie is supposed to make you feel nervous. Let me tell you, I got the most nervous when Emily Blunt's character was having her baby.
Oh, dude,
I
that
was
was
on the edge of my fucking seat. Like, dude, if you scream, you're done. Like, I mean, obviously, at one point she lets it out, but it's still like I was just nervous. I'm like, dude, either that baby's gonna come out screaming or you're gonna start screaming, and someone's gonna die. Like, something's gonna happen.
yeah. That's dude. I was actually just thinking about that before I said what I said, but like that whole thing was super intense, and the only reason what the monster didn't hear her scream was because the alarm went off, right? And I think it
It's like
distracted it.
fireworks or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and dude, that was just crazy. Also, when Emily Blunt's character is running down the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember the nail?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's very
that was
tough.
like, oh, but that got me. I was like, oh my gosh, because you can't do anything. You can't cry in pain. You
Mm-hmm.
can't scream, especially the fact that she's giving birth and she's freaking. She can't let it out. It's like something that's impossible. You can't hold that in ever.
What a trooper.
And I think it's smart what they did um, with the baby to like have it not cry
Yeah, put it
was
in like the
putting it
little
in the
casket or the basket
yeah
with the oxygen.
oxygen. Yeah, I thought that was super. Like I don't know, they think of really smart things in the movie, like things that you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't think of. You know, when John Krasinski takes his son to the waterfall, you know, to be able to talk
Normally,
because it's just noise everywhere. You can't hear it.
yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know this movie like it had a lot of cool points in it.
yeah.
You know,
I think I would definitely recommend this movie. I mean, man, like take it. Like if you're gonna take any of our suggestions, this one, take this one.
yeah, this movie
Because
is great.
we can say like this one movie is really good, but this one is better. This movie is good.
Yeah,
If you don't
and
like it, then you don't like it. I mean, either way, I
yeah, and like I say, one thing I did question a little bit, not question, I don't know. I'm conflicted every time I think about it. It's like, you know, when the part where the monster is like clawing at the roof of the truck that the
Mhm,
boy and the girl are in, and like the girl can experience the pain in her ear, right? Because of the high frequency.
mhm,
But at the same time, the monster is like completely vulnerable, you know, because of the high frequency.
mhm.
I don't know. I guess I would have thought they would have figured it out at that point. Like, oh shit, you know, high frequency.
Mhm.
They don't like it, or else we'd be dead already. You know,
Yeah. I
would have
mean,
died that second.
they kind of. I mean, she kind of figured it out, but you mean like figured out enough to save John Krasinski? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying? I don't
I
know.
think I'm still holding a grudge of the fact that John Krasinski had to die.
I think it's okay that he died.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna make a
Maybe it's
joke face
okay.
for you.
I think it's all right to see more character development because you see that more in the second movie.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe it was good that he died so that you don't have like the basic hero that saves the day every single time, you know. But I don't know. I feel like they could have figured it out, but at the same time, there's no testing it, you know.
Hmm.
There's no way they could have tested that to see if it actually worked.
Um. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the main things that I would say for this movie is that with how do I say this? When you really break down the movie,
Mm-hmm.
it really is just a terrible game of Marco Polo. Um, like, I mean, you can't make a noise or you're gonna be found, right? I think I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It just this movie is like really good. I'm trying to pinpoint something that I that I can like make fun of or anything other than John Krasinski's yell, but I can't. I really can't.
No, like this movie is really good. Like it's really fun to watch, to get the experience. Like if you watch the movie, I would recommend like turning your TV all the way, not all the way up, but like pretty high up,
High
just to
enough
get the
so
kind of experience. Because like it's not like they use zero sound, but they have like an ambiance in the background where
Yeah.
like it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable because you're like, what's gonna happen? Like there has been noise for like 5 minutes already. Like, you have no idea what's coming next. That's the thing. And I don't know. I think it's a great movie to watch. And it's not even that long. It's only like hour and
hour
40
a half, I
minutes.
think.
Yeah, something like that. It's pretty short for movies that you see today that are like 2 hours.
It's pretty bearable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that in like it's a slow movie. I just mean like it's an hour and a half. There's movies that are like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, I enjoy this movie. I'm sad I don't have it on Blu-ray. Not yet, at
Yeah.
least. I just
Nice.
think I just think it's one of those things that like it's a different take on like a horror movie or thriller
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it. You can go one way with a serial killer, you can go one way with another monster, you can go another way with an alien. It's just for thriller horror movies, you can go so many different directions. But for someone to think, well, what if you die if you make a noise? Like that's pretty creative. I personally haven't heard of a movie that does that. If there's like another movie that does it and I don't know about it, let me know. But to my knowledge, this is the only one.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like by the end of the movie, they figured out how to kill one,
Yeah.
or they were able to kill one. But I like that the movie didn't give you the cut and dry, like, we're gonna be okay. It wasn't one of those where like they solved everything because nothing's been solved. All they found out was like, hey, they don't like loud noises or high pitched noises.
They just found out how to kill one of them.
Yeah, like who knows how many there are? Who knows how many of those things are out there?
Maybe hundreds
And
of
they
thousands,
killed
maybe
one.
millions. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the second one kind of explores that idea.
yeah, and the fact that like, okay, high pitched noise makes them weak enough to kill, but how are you gonna do that to like say there's millions of them? How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna get the equipment to do that if you have to make noise to do it? Like it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to think about.
Yeah.
And I just like that there wasn't like a quick, like, oh, it got resolved 5 years down the line. This is how happy everything is again. It's like obviously they made it into different parts.
Yeah.
And they're just exploring, further on down the line.
They're making it more of like a universe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I might want to add that John Krasinski didn't want to make a sequel. He just wanted to be this.
Really?
And then the studio was like, "You got to make a sequel," and he finally made a sequel. But he said he's done after this one, so they are making a third one with one of the writers from both of the movies. So they are going to make a third one. You heard it here first. Well, not really, but you heard it here first. They're making a third one in a couple of years with the writers from the first two, which is fine.
Yeah.
Just Krasinski will not be back for it, from what I understand.
Oh, he's not like gonna. What did he do? Did he direct it or he wrote it?
Directed and wrote.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, his character isn't. He's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like he plays zero role in the movie.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting that he was like, I didn't even want to make the second one. I was like, you're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger like that, dude? I fucking hate you. But yeah, I mean, I don't really got any much more to say about this movie.
I don't know, me neither. It's not.
I have to kind of like leave it up to people to watch it, get their own opinion, because I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, I mean, I want people to watch this movie. This movie's great. Like, it really is a good time to watch. and then you can go and watch the second one, and you won't be lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you'll probably pick up on more stuff than we probably did, because it's not like I watched the first one and then rewatched it again before I watched the second one. I was just going based off of my memory. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not a long movie, so there's not a lot to not remember. But it's still pretty good. But yeah, watch this for your own self. Don't just take our word for it. I mean, yes, take our word for it, but watch it for yourself because this movie is definitely different. I think it's super
yeah,
good. I don't know. We're student out of 5, man. I mean, what do we do for this one? It's kind of
I
hard.
don't even know. There wasn't anything significant.
What it, we can either do blank out of 5 hearing aids or blank out of 5 Krasinski screams.
Uh, Hearing aids, I feel like that played a bigger part.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So, what do you think?
In my personal opinion, I give this a 5 out of 5 hearing aids. Like, I really enjoyed the movie. I can't give it a 4 out of 5 because of fucking John Krasinski's scream. You know, that's not viable. I give it a 5 out of 5. I think this movie's great.
I'm gonna give it a 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
100 out of 5. Definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. It's one of my favorite movies. In
Yeah,
recent
this movie's
time, it's one of my favorite recent thrillers.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie to compare other movies to, you know, because
Yeah.
it's just that good. It does a lot with it.
I give it a 5 out of 5 hearing aids. I mean, shit, man, this is a really good movie.
Yeah,
I can't find anything to really be upset about. But then again, our track record, we're not people that work in the movie industry. We just like movies. So there can be a lot wrong with this movie that we don't see.
yeah, but I'm not gonna nitpick. Lighting was off or whatever. I don't care about that. I care about like what the story was. Here's my grading scale. What was the story? How was it executed? You know, was there a lot of like continuity errors? Did it make sense?
Mhm.
And I don't know. Was it played the way it was supposed to be? You know, because you could have a horror movie and we could watch it and we'd be like, that movie was hilarious. And it would get like a 2 out of 5 because it wasn't a horror movie, it was just funny. You know? Like I want a movie that makes sense and has a good story and is executed well.
Yeah, I mean, for breaking down criteria, mine is acting, screenplay, like if it actually makes sense, continuity, cinematography. Like it's a bunch of different things wrapped into one that make it kind of hard for us to really make it an out of 5 scale because you really got to dumb it down and break it down to
Yeah.
make it an out of 5 scale. Doesn't mean like when we say it's a 5 out of 5, like it's the best movie ever made. It just means that we think based on our criteria of what we have and what we
Yeah.
give, it hits all the points and it does a really good job.
Yeah, and it's our opinion because like for all we know, the best movie ever made, according to everybody, is like Citizen Kane. And I could give a shit about Citizen Kane when I can watch Quiet Place.
I can
No,
give two
that's just
fucks.
me. Yeah, I don't care about fucking Rosebush or whatever this last name was.
Rosebud.
Rosebud. Okay.
I guess
Name
I don't
that.
know. I mean, Citizen. We're not even gonna go to that.
Rosebud
I'm
is
not.
his
I'm not
child.
gonna piss anybody off. I don't feel like pissing anyone.
I don't. I'll piss at everybody.
I mean,
off.
I
don't
could
care
really.
about-
I can. I don't really give a shit.
I don't give a shit
I don't
about
want to. I
Citizen.
don't want to piss anybody off and be like, no, Citizen Kane. It's not a good movie. I don't care.
You just don't get it.
Yeah,
get
you
it.
just don't understand. Tell
I
me, do
don't
you
care.
understand? That's the question. Do you understand?
I would rather watch Masters of Disguise. Actually, no. I don't know. Masters of Disguise is funny. But anyway.
I'd rather watch Spies in Disguise. It was a
Wasn't
funny
that the
movie.
animated movie?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude, it was
It's
actually
really
kind of
funny.
good.
No.
It was funny. It made me laugh.
Really?
Yeah, I actually got like a couple genuine laughs out of me. I can't lie.
Nice. All right, I should probably check it out then.
Until I heard DJ Khaled, I was like,
Yeah, that usually kills it. But I guess, like we said, it's a 5 out of 5 because that's just how we feel about the movie. I can't point at any bad things that happened in the movie because it was just really good to me. But what do I know? I'm not a film major, so
Maybe we should go to film school.
maybe make a movie or two.
Make a Quiet Place 4. Their first project.
Then everyone will hate it.
Man, the first two were good. It's like, that's what I was saying. But yeah, 5 out of 5. I mean, I recommend this movie. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you go down below, you can find all of our links there. There's a link tree. Click on it. I made that. I'm proud of it. Fuckers. No, I'm just kidding. Subscribe to if you are on Spotify or anywhere else. Follow, so whatever it's called. Subscribe. I don't care. Like, I care that you do, but I don't care what it's called because everyone changes it. It's like follow, subscribe, or it's just a plus button. I mean, I don't know what your podcast site is.
Make sure to hit the notification.
Yeah, make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe so you get notified on all our videos come out. But yeah, so this week was A Quiet Place. Next week will be Conjuring. Well, next week will be a couple days. Will be the first Conjuring. And then to round out the month, we're going to do the rest of the Conjuring movies. So stick around for that. We're not doing Annabelle. I am not doing Annabelle.
Waste of time. I don't want to waste my time with that.
Or The Nun.
Oh, dude, no.
Or La Llorona.
None was ass. Which one?
La Llorona.
Oh, yeah, because apparently that's connected.
Technically set somehow. Whatever.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking stupid. Those movies we're not doing because they're ass. The Conjuring movies are all right. They get a pass in my book.
Yeah, I like them. Anyways, so yeah, go check out this movie on all the places you can check them out. I think you can rent it for a couple bucks on other streaming sites. There might be some place that's streaming it for free. I think Hulu might be streaming it for free. So,
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, go watch the movie, follow all our shit, and we'll see you guys next week for The Conjuring.